My name is Rohit Sethi, and I'm the CEO of Security Compass. A bit about our company. We were founded in 2004. We're based primarily in Toronto, Canada, with small satellite offices in New Delhi, India, and California. Today, we have approximately 250 employees. Our primary route to market is through direct sales. We also have a growing channel presence with partners, for example, like IBM, with whom we recently closed business. We have two relatively independent lines of business. The first, which is what I'm going to talk to you today about, is the SD Elements and e-learning product business. The other is the application security services business, which includes services like penetration testing, red teaming, and cloud security. The core problem that we help our customers solve is balancing the need to build software quickly while addressing security and compliance requirements. That manifests itself in a few specific ways represented by the 4 quadrants on this diagram. For example, on the top left, you'll see balancing DevOps with security and compliance, which is a big challenge. In our experience, companies build software in one of 2 ways. The first and much more common approach is what we call fast and risky. And this is when you develop software and then you rely on a set of reactive processes represented by the blue boxes on this diagram. For example, penetration testing, code scanning, and compliance audits. If these processes turn up a defect, you have the choice of addressing that defect and then shipping to production, or releasing your product anyway and fixing the issue later, or never. The advantage of this approach is that you get faster time to market. The disadvantage is that you're not following a set of industry standard best practices to embed security and compliance into software development. This is an indefensible approach if you're in a heavily regulated industry like financial services. That gives rise to the second approach, which is what we call slow and safe, and is more common with financial services firms. In the slow and safe approach, companies adopt a set of proactive processes represented by the blue boxes on the left side of this diagram. For example, threat modeling and risk assessments. These processes are performed by a scarce set of experts who introduce bottlenecks into the development processes. So you do the proactive processes, you build software, and then you do the reactive processes, and then you release the software. The advantage of this approach, of course, is that you have a more secure and compliant product out to market. The disadvantage is that you are sacrificing time to market. And this is particularly challenging if you're competing against faster-moving fintech companies that fly under the radar of regulators. Our product, SD Elements, is the world's first balanced development automation product. We help customers balance the need to build software quickly while addressing security and compliance requirements. We do this by automating the 4 common steps represented by the chevrons on this diagram that we see in proactive processes. It starts with an expert who typically asks a series of questions in information gathering. SD Elements automates this by providing a self-service questionnaire through a web-based interface and or connecting to upstream systems that can help describe an application automatically. The next phase is what we call the expert assessment. And the expert looks at the information they gathered in the first phase and then comes up with a series of potential issues or non-compliance problems based off of their own assessment. SD Elements automates this and provides consistency by tapping into a rich content knowledge base and a sophisticated rules engine that will bring a contextually relevant set of potential issues and non-compliance challenges for that particular application. In the third step, recommendations, the expert will then say there are a series of tasks that the software development team needs to do to prevent the issues identified. SD Elements automates this too, and also adds things like code samples and deployment standards, as well as embedded just-in-time training videos, which you can push directly into the tools that development and operations teams are already using, like Jira. In the final step, validation and reporting, the expert sometimes goes back to check if those tasks were really completed. Then they typically issue a one-time static report. With SD Elements, we automate this too. We integrate into the systems that do the testing, such as static analysis. We also allow for both portfolio and application level reporting in real time. Over the years, we've had several marquee customers across a few key industries. On the left side of this diagram, you'll see that we had many financial services customers. Now, if you see your company listed here, we're still eager to meet you and expand our contact network. In the second column, you'll see many well-known technology companies who use our products to help build their own software. In the third column, you'll see our fastest growing segment, which is the government, both the Department of Defense and civilian agencies. Our customers experience significant reduction in manual process time by using SD Elements. And you'll see a number of examples on this slide. One example on the top left is a financial services customer who reduced their risk assessment time by 90%, going from 20 days to less than 2 days. You can imagine how much of an impact that had to time to market when you aggregate that across their entire application portfolio. As we look to the future, we intend to continue our strong track record of 50+% ARR growth. We also plan to evangelize the category of balanced development automation. And we will grow, both through vertical expansion as well as geographic expansion. We could use your help. We would appreciate introductions into the decision makers who own software time to market at your company, as well as those who are overseeing software risk management, security, or compliance. We can also use your help in evangelizing the category of balanced development automation, for example, by participating in our podcast called The Balancing Act. Well, that's it for me today. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to meeting you all individually.